I've looked at this, but I haven't read in full detail of it, but it is Bill HR 6981. Look that up. Basically what they're trying to do is trying to ban any sort of training, any basic firearms training, basic to advanced firearms training.
Bans training with groups more than 3 people.
Yeah.
Every firearms training class that's out there.
Throw up Now's Define's comment down here. You're absolutely right. We've gotten so far away from what we consider constitutional that nothing surprises me anymore. And the crazy thing is that we have, like the Ninth Circuit Court and a couple other loony courts out there on the federal side that are affirming these attacks on the Second Amendment that are clear violations. But we have dumbed down and watered down the Second Amendment like no other right that is outlined in our Constitution. We treat the Second Amendment as a second-class right. It's either a right or it's not. And this is the argument that I constantly have. Look, I am a Second Amendment absolutist. I think every single law-abiding citizen, as long as you've never broken the law, you should be able to buy full auto weapons. You should be able to buy suppressors. You should be able to buy. There is nothing that the way that this country was founded is just a fact that we were not intended where the people would not have access to the same things the government has. Obviously, once we get into aircraft carriers and things like that and high explosives, those are clearly not small arms and therefore not covered under the Second Amendment. But when we're talking about full auto weapons, we're talking about these things, either we are a government of, for, and by the people, or we are a government that is set up to where they will dominate the people. And when you are only allowing the citizens to have these less superior firearms, you're saying that the government should always be able to basically dominate the people and they are at the mercy of the government. And that is not how this country was founded on. You either believe that or you don't.
The government works for us.
The government is underneath the people.
Yes.
All right. They do not rule us. We rule the government. We've got to start educating other people. We got to make sure that we're educating our children. Because we have gotten that thing so reversed that it is absolutely nuts in my mind. I talk to clear-eyed people, and we have been conditioned to believe that the government is better, smarter, all these things, and that is not how our founders intended that this country run.
But also as well, I think a lot of people don't believe that the government is better or smarter or knows better, but the government has gained so much power
100%.
that they rule in fear. They make the average American feel like I can come in, whether it be the IRS or the FBI or the ATF or whatever, I can ruin your personal life. I can take away your business. I can stop everything you do and have you out homeless on the streets if I so decide.
It's not a feeling. It's not a feeling. They can. I think we all realize that if the government decided to target each and every one of us, the amount of different laws that we have on the books, at the end of the day, government comes in, they're going to find 10 felonies that you are guilty of, that you weren't even aware, that you're trying to be a good law-abiding citizen. There's so many different things that you can be charged with. And then there's so many things that they can charge you with that aren't true, that there's no way for you to fight it all. They're just going to stack those charges.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not a feeling, it's a reality.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that's the way the people
100%.
feel.
No, 100%. And I don't know how to reset that. I don't know what the answer is, but I think that is something that we as for president,
it would take years to start stripping away those powers and reverse all that.
It'd probably be decades.
But we got to start somewhere.
Well, I think ultimately, again, if we're on the same, if we stay on the same trajectory that we are on now,
in the downhill one,
I just don't see how we don't have a civil war in the next 10 years. I just don't see it. We have a government that is currently out of control. They're taking our money. They're looking for ways to take more money, and they spend it on things that we as American people don't agree with. We ship it overseas while we have all these problems here at home. We are putting our military at risk all the time with these bad policy decisions, us interfering in overseas. And you can look at the last 30 years of what we've done in wars and things like that, and we have nothing to show for it but broken America. And we've broken our people. We've completely, we are in such debt that I don't even know that the 34 trillion or whatever, like I don't even know if that's recoverable. Like I don't know. I'm not a smart man, but I know it's a shit ton of money, and I don't know how we ever get away from that. And we're not We're not spending less. It's never an idea that we're going to spend less. We start off with the rich, milking the rich, taking all of their hard-earned money, and then it goes down to the middle class. And now here we are at the lower middle class. We're taxing them more. We're finding other creative ways to take money from them, from everything from, rules, regulations. The government is really good at coming up with creative ways to squeeze more money out of the American people. And this is exactly how the revolution started.